After defeating powerful kings and refusing riches, Abram appeared to be a victorious man. Yet, deep within, he carried a pain that no one else could see. God's promises remained alive, yet time was passing, and no son had been born. Before any answer was given, God spoke directly to the heart of his servant. The Lord declared, "Do not be afraid, Abram." Soon after, a powerful promise followed. "I am your shield." God promised to protect him from visible and invisible dangers throughout his journey. But there was something even greater. The Lord affirmed, "I am your exceedingly great reward." More precious than gold, silver, or land was the constant presence of God himself. He asked, "Lord Jehovah, what will you give me? I remain childless." Abram explained that his servant Eliezer might end up becoming his heir. To human eyes, that seemed to be the only possible solution. But God was about to reveal a plan far greater than Abram could imagine. In the next part, we will see God take Abram out beneath the stars and make a promise that would span all generations. God immediately answered Abram's concern and brought hope to a heart that had been waiting for many years. The Lord firmly declared, "This man will not be your heir." The answer dispelled any doubt regarding Eliezer and showed that God had a different plan. Then the Lord made an extraordinary promise, "He who is born of you shall be your heir." From a human perspective, it seemed impossible. Abram and Sarai were already advanced in years, but God never limits his power to human circumstances. Next, the Lord led Abram out of the tent, beneath the dark desert sky. Thousands of stars shone intensely, illuminating the night as never before. Abram looked up and realized it was impossible to count such a vast number of stars. Even without having a single child, Abram received the promise of countless descendants. The promise did not depend on human ability, but on God's faithfulness. That night, Abram chose to trust in the word of the Lord above all that his eyes could see. The Bible records one of the most important verses in all of history, and he believed in the Lord. Because of this faith, God credited righteousness to him, making Abram an example for all generations. After declaring his faith, Abram heard God reaffirm who was speaking to him. The Lord said, "I am the Lord, who brought you out of Ur of the Chaldeans." God reminded Abram of the journey he had already taken and how he had led him to that moment. That same God promised to give him the land of Canaan as an inheritance for his descendants. Even though he trusted the Lord, Abram asked a sincere question. He said, "Lord Jehovah, how shall I know that I will inherit it?" God did not rebuke Abram for asking. Instead, he decided to confirm his promise through a covenant. The Lord commanded Abram to bring a 3-year-old heifer, a 3-year-old female goat, and a 3-year-old ram. He also asked for a turtle dove and a young pigeon, completing the animals needed for that solemn occasion. Abram obeyed immediately, without questioning the instructions he had received. He cut the larger animals in half and placed the parts opposite each other. The birds, however, remained whole, exactly as God had directed. While he waited, birds of prey began to swoop down upon the sacrificed animals. Abram remained vigilant, constantly driving the birds away to protect the sacrifice. His perseverance demonstrated reverence and total obedience in the presence of the Lord. As the sun began to disappear over the horizon, something supernatural happened. In the next part, we will see God reveal a striking prophecy about Abram's descendants and the 400 years of affliction that were yet to come. The atmosphere became solemn and filled with reverence, as if time itself had stood still in the presence of God. Then the Lord began to reveal events that lay far in the future. There, they would serve another people and suffer affliction for 400 years. It was a prophecy pointing to Israel's future slavery in Egypt. The Lord promised to judge the nation that oppressed his descendants. After the time of affliction, the people would leave that land with great wealth and provisions. God showed that suffering would not have the final word in the story of his people. Next, the Lord spoke directly about Abram's own life. The promise revealed personal care and security for the future of that man of faith. God also explained that the fourth generation would return to the promised land. The Lord demonstrated that his judgments are perfect and occur at the right time. Nothing would be rushed or delayed, for God governs history with absolute justice. In the final part, we will look at the great spiritual lessons of this covenant and why Genesis 15 became one of the most important chapters in the entire Bible. Centuries before it happened, the Lord had already foretold Israel's enslavement, its liberation, and the return to the promised land. Nothing takes God by surprise. The promise made to Abram did not depend on human strength, but on the faithfulness of the one who never breaks a covenant. Even as the years passed and circumstances seemed impossible, the Lord would remain faithful. Abram did not have a son, yet he believed. He did not possess the land, yet he trusted. He did not know the future, yet he rested in God. Genesis 15 teaches us that God strengthens those who are afraid, answers sincere doubts, and honors those who trust in his word. The stars seen by Abram that night continue to remind us that no promise of the Lord is small or impossible. When we place our trust in the Lord, we find hope even in the midst of the greatest difficulties. The story of Abram proves that God writes great futures for those who remain faithful. In the coming chapters, we will see the emergence of new challenges, but also new demonstrations of God's faithfulness. If this study has strengthened your life, write in the comments, "I believe in God's promises, Ika Lituages." Share this video, subscribe to the Cuando Dios Age channel, and continue with us on this journey through Genesis, chapter by chapter.